Coming up next on BBC Two, it's the Bradwater stream. But first, it's time for What's in the Lunchbox?
That's right, it's time for What's in the Lunchbox with your host, it's me. Shit. It's trying to escape. It's too big for the lunchbox, but it is in the lunchbox, as opposed to the other times when I'm like, oh, there's something in there, but actually it's not really in there, and I pretend, and then I pick something clearly bigger up as if it was in there. What do you think is in there? Hi, Sky Toucan. Sky Toucan. It's a wig. It's a snake. It's a 4-hour therapy session. It's a pink corset. It's a folded pair of boxes. Size large. Boxes. Fucked it up. Too late. It's a Spidey onesie. It's a cuddly toy. Or is it a Vauxhall Astra? And I hope it's a Vauxhall Astra. A lot of you think you're so smart and clever because you watched the podcast I was on last night and got a little sneak peek of my outfit for tonight, but it's the break room. Hello again, Brad. Sorry, no, I was sick in my bed for several days. Why did you say that like that? Why did you say sorry, no? Like anyone responded or said anything to you. Schizophrenia. You didn't mean it. Again. Forgive me for the harm that I have caused this world. None may atone for my actions but me, and only me shall in their stain live on. What is in there? You think it's either a wig or a cuddly toy? I literally told you it was not part of tonight's outfit because I knew you would all guess that because you're all predictable. It's an extension cord with a G in there. An extension cord. Like people that say onion. Onion? Onion? Really? Idiot. Hi everyone and welcome to today's stream. The Friday stream. Normally we play RimWorld on a Friday, but today we're going to play Powerwash Simulator for Gary, who I don't think ever tunes in on a Friday, by the way. I think he has a D&D game that he plays. He's going to show up at the end of the stream and we're going to go, look Gary, we played Powerwash Simulator for you, and he's going to go, I don't give a shit. I only ask you to play it every time you ask to suggest a game. I say Powerwash Simulator, but actually, if I was here, I wouldn't even be listening or watching. I'd just be thinking about D&D and ignoring everything you're saying, even if it's to or about me. So it doesn't matter whether he's here or not. Gary is sort of like omnipresent, or like, what's the opposite of omnipresent? Opposite of omnipresent. Like he's there, but there is no opposite. It's Gary. Like, he's there, but not there, you know? So it doesn't matter whether he's here or not. Even if I was like, Gary, don't forget, on Friday we're doing this very special thing for you, he still wouldn't fucking give a shit or show up. So we're fine. Guys, we're fine. Antagonize, thank you so much for the 43-month resubscription. And Pitsky, thank you for gifting a sub to Nixie Ray Harper. Nixie, who has not been watching the streams live, but instead during this time, while the stream is live, has been watching my Last of Us playthrough. The stream's live. Watch this instead. I don't know whether to be upset or not, you know what I mean? Because it's like, well, you are still watching my VODs, so thanks. But also, you know, am I crazy? In honor of Gary, no matter what he wants. He doesn't know what he wants. Gary is Tom Bombadil, yeah. How many jokes you want to say at the podcast but couldn't? Oh, it was pretty much... You have to understand how difficult it is for me to do things like that. To be honest, I think I was banging out a joke a minute. I think I cracked out quite a few jokes. I mean, I'm extremely annoying and I just constantly interrupt and talk over people. And I think about it all night afterwards. But I think I banged out a few jokes. I think they got their money's worth out of me. No? Okay, guess not. Hey, bro. Yeah, you're not funny. Okay. All right. Show me an alt-world version of that stream where I don't say anything at all. I'm the center of the universe. I'm the main character. Yeah, it was very fun. It was very interesting to meet a couple of other creators. There was a guy on there called Morph, and he didn't know that the podcast was even happening until about 10 minutes before it began, which was hilarious. He had already done a 5-hour stream up to that point. Which is brutal, man. It is brutal. By the time that podcast ended, he'd been literally just standing there on stream for like 9 hours or something. Hilarious. Dying. A dying man. I think in that whole time he had like a shake or something like that. I was like, buy a burger, bro. I don't know why he didn't. Crazy. He was cool. And then there was another creator on there called Pooper Noodle. And she told us a story about how she got her name, and it was incredible. It was an incredible experience. And then Naita was on there, who I had been on the podcast with previously. I don't know her very well, but I have been on the podcast with her before. She's very cool. And then obviously Queenie was on there because it's her podcast. And so we did that last night. It was cool. We spoke about like upcoming games, but really most of the time we were just fucking around. I don't know what to tell you. Can't do it, man. I'm not professional. I said I'm not professional. Moon, thank you for the 27 months. I believe someone would admit that on the internet. Oh, dude, that was nothing. To be fair, you know. To be fair, I've heard people tell way worse stories than that. She's cool. She's fine. This man did not know about Subnautica 2. Oh, yeah, I didn't. Or did I? Did you tell me before? It's possible you were like, Subnautica 2 is coming out and it's 2-player, and then my brain went, alright, well, I don't care then. Also, who knows, man? Who knows what I know and don't know? My mind wipes every night. I'm in Severance. This is just my innie. Everything you tell me and that happens on this stream does not come with me out of this stream. I just completely I get in the elevator. I don't remember anything that happened. Akuchaku's here. How brain dead are you feeling today? One more. Are you going to do a stream today? You kind of got it, haven't you? Not terrible? Okay, that's not bad. I didn't get to see main character because I was on this podcast. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was DM intensive or not. I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never know. was good? Okay, yeah. I'll probably watch it over the weekend. I've got to sit and work on my own table story work. We're going to polish off non-canon tonight. It's the end. So, is this the end for us, my friend? It's the end, baby. It's the end of non-canon. I will be dressed up as L. Who is it? Drag artist. And then we move on to Untitled Table Story Project number 69. Hi, Keeper. My eyes really like sting today. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's too much screen time or something. You know when your eyes feel like achy. I put eye drops in, it did nothing. It did nothing. Nothing, I tell you. Still feel like I need to sneeze. I've been doing humidifying, self-humidifying. I just get a hot pan of water and just stick my face over it with a towel and just sniff in for 10 minutes. I can't really tell if it's helping. I'm going to continue doing it, but there's something horribly wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. Hi, Kyrie. Oh, I found that TikTok I wanted to show you. No one cares. No one at all cares. Brad, we have no idea what you're talking about. We don't even remember you mentioning that there was a TikTok that you wanted to show us. We don't give a shit. Well, I'm going to show you anyway. Alright? Yesterday we were talking about Kingdom Hearts. And I said, I saw this TikTok and for some reason it just made me laugh so much. And I wasn't planning on showing this on stream, but it just, for some reason, it made me laugh so much. It says me auditioning as a nobody for the new Kingdom Hearts 2 movie. It's the way his head moves. Why is it so good? Dude, there's something about it. Like, the thing that makes me laugh is that he ain't got nothing better to do. Right? There's something about how he hasn't got anything better to do. And he's in there, and it's the way that he starts just doing this, and then he gets the head involved. Watch. Dude, it makes me laugh. So there's so many elements to it. And then on top of it, it's actually genuinely bang on. He found the filter, didn't he? He's taking it so seriously. Taking it so seriously. Do you reckon he's got raw footage of it? The original. Upload the original, bruv. Upload the original. I didn't even see the one that he uploaded. We'll never find it. We'll never fucking find it. I've got some others. You want to watch some others? You want to watch some other ones? How do I fucking use this website? TikTok on desktop, the most annoying thing. What do we got? What do we got here? We got this one of Orcish. I mean, that's Orcish. If you ever wanted to know what he looked like off camera.
Okay, can you guys watch Loki and Honey for a second?
Did we
Just
watch
make sure
this?
they don't eat this bacon and cheese.
This is the funniest video I've ever seen. He's doing the Ratch Elmo face the whole time. Ratch and
touch
Myth
that,
when they
okay?
were kids.
I'll be back. They're gonna be watching you.
Immediately. What a little shit. His face. His face is so good. He's absolutely gobsmacked. Can't handle it.
Oh, honey.
Oh.
What? I said not to eat that.
This was Merlin all day.
Honey.
His face.
Come here, Loki. Loki, come here. Come here. You're a good boy. Go ahead, Loki. Go ahead.
He needs a bacon. No, he didn't get any bacon. That is a demon right there. This ain't Powerwash Simulation. I don't understand what's happening. Hang on a minute. I can't figure out what's possibly going on. My head. He's bleeding out of his eyes and ears. PPJ00S. Hey, brain cell. Grow some. Jesus Christ. Grow up. Watch another one.
Did you know that if you have autism, you're more likely to love the color green? That's all.
What did I say? It also explains the frog thing. Oh my god, he's here. Guys, Gary is here. Gary, we're playing Powerwash Simulator for you today. I hope you're going to be here for the entire stream and you're not going anywhere. You don't have anything to do for the next few hours, do you, Gary? You're going to stay here with us while we play Powerwash Simulator for you, right? What's your favorite color, Gary? Watch another TikTok.
What flavor of autism did you guys get? I got the kind where I took apart all my electronics while watching Lord of the Rings.
I got the kind where I spent my life savings on shiny rocks. I have the one where I created an entire language, gave it a whole dictionary, grammatical rules, and lore.
I watch YouTube videos. I watch videos. You know, sometimes there's this cat that goes on my balcony and I go, ah! And the cat goes, ah! Well, I'm going to stop the video.
That is the one that you got. Dude, it's got to be the worst thing ever, man. You look at some people with autism and they're like, yeah, I built a fucking skyscraper. I engineered the most incredible bridge on the planet. I've literally created an actual functioning AI droid. And then there's the people who got autism and are like, I have to watch the same YouTube video like 8 times to make myself feel better. And then I feel a bit weird and then I watch it another 8 times. And then I play with my cuddly toys. That's about it. It's about all I can do in a day. Brutal. Made me laugh so much. This is you.
Oh, that's a good kitty, I say as I pet on Kitty.
No, I'm evil, Kitty.
Said evil Kitty. Oh, that's...
I've seen quite a few more and I thought I won't save every single one of them that I see for stream, right? Because, you know, we don't ever need to see another one again because we've watched a lot of them. But the noise.
It's a good kitty, I say as I pet on Kitty.
No, I'm evil, Kitty.
Said evil Kitty.
He's so scared of himself. The state of him, his eyes.
I had a dream I was able to time travel and I went like 10, 20, 100, 1,000, 2,000 years into the future, but the instant that I got to 4,000, I got stuck in a time dilation jail set up by the American government in the year 3877, in which anybody that tried to time travel back or forth across May 23rd, 3877, while on Earth, would end up stuck in this time dilation chamber trap to stop time travelers. But like, it was so crazy and mismanaged because it was capturing like every single time traveler ever, and the place had only been open for 12 minutes, and it was already getting overpopulated with non-stop multiple recursive instances of this one other guy trying to break previous versions of himself out of this goddamn time traveler jail. I had a dream I was...
It's such a cool concept. If he actually came up with it in his dream. Wait, I have something else to watch. Oh, he's back. This is how I dance. It's genuinely just how I dance. No matter what. Normal dancing. Did people submit some? They did. Gonna watch some more? Just in the hopes that that guy gets pissed off. What was his name? He's already left because I attacked him. What was his name? Let's keep an eye on him. PPJ. PPJ. I think we all know what that stands for. PP. Very small. PP very small. Okay. The first one is submitted by Lux. This is madness. My brain when I have an empty bowl.
Don't do it.
Yeah, same. I have to hit it on something. Something. A table, a wall, something has to be hit. There he is. He's been listening to me. Been listening to me and Annie have conversations about Severance. This one's from Toodle.
The fun thing about voice acting is that if you could do a decent impression, you can make any character tell you to stop scaring the hose.
Fool of a took! You're scaring away the hose. Perhaps it is you, Gandalf, who is scaring away the hose. Riker, Data, I'm putting you in charge of finding out who is scaring away the hose.
I scared the hose again.
The droopy.
We might have been scaring the hose away, but who's to say that we aren't just scared of ourselves?
Fear is a path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to scaring the hose away.
Like, I'm pretty sure
the only reason that Toodle even found this funny was him laughing at himself. That's the thing that's so annoying about the Toodle submissions, is we're like, oh, that's a good impression, that was funny. But Toodle's just laughing at the fact that he laughs at himself at the end of everyone.
Scaring the hose away! Wearing the hose away!
Megatron, you're scaring the hose away.
Colonel, someone scared the hose away. What's going on here? Bad news, Coot. I scared the hose again.
This is just Wax Steven before every show, having to practice all of the NPCs he's going to play that day. This next one is from Nanook. Oh, it's the ham. Didn't we watch this?
Oh, you couldn't! It's a fucking slice of ham!
Oh, it's a fucking slice of ham!
Next one from Nanook.
Mate, Fox is on top of the roof, you know.
Is that my childhood street? This is what my street looks like that I was born on.
Can you believe that? Joe.
This is how much everywhere in London looks the same. That could honestly be anywhere in the entire country, to be fair. I know it's London because of the guy's voice. And those foxes, I know them personally. This one's from Toodle. Why are the eggs $40? What is that? How much is $40? Inflation hit that bad. This one's from Penny.
All right, time for a beach day. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, yeah.
Off. Oh, tell me the truth. Are you off?
I saw someone say
Straight
just
up,
film
straight
it.
up, straight up. Oven be on, take thy flesh.
And I think that's a great idea. I'm going to start doing that.
Okay.
Filming.
Good to go. I just
Make a little video for yourself.
remember if I checked the stove.
The problem is he touched the outside of his door and then placed his hands into his mouth. So this guy doesn't have real OCD. Get some germ OCD, baby. Get right on the fucking OCD meme. If you want to be OCD, get some real ones. Don't just have all these fucking fake checking oven ones. Get some real ones in there, baby. Next one's from Theory of Games.
Hi.
Hi.
And how are you?
How small
I'm
talk
good,
sounds.
and how are you?
Yes.
Some weather we're having, huh?
Oh, and it is nice, and the birds.
And animals. I love animals. Yes.
And the dogs in the sky.
Yes, the dogs. The
Yes.
Yes. How are you?
Good, and it's good.
How was the family?
So good.
Yes.
I mean, maybe I do have crippling autism. Maybe I don't, but it is brutal. That is just any conversation between normies. It's like talking to Lele. That's a conversation between Lele and her mum. And you're just stuck there like, Jesus Christ, this is what you guys do all day? You just talk about nothing all day? And you're just fine skipping through life? La 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 la. You haven't said anything for 4 hours. It's crazy to watch. It's crazy to watch. Working in any building where there's just normies in there is, oof, I can't do it anymore. You can't subject me to it. You never take me back. This one's from Toodle.
Oh great, you're here.
Games on
Thanks
release
for getting
day.
this game on release day. I know it was $70, but I promise it'll be worth it. Here, take this item. It's super important and you're gonna need it later on for future missions.
Excuse me, gentlemen. What a wonderful day we're having.
When you download After Effects for the first
Don't worry
time.
about that guy. All right, now it's time to go outside. I know we promise seamless transitions, but it's currently a 20-minute loading screen. But it will be
Ratch
fixed
playing
in
Marvel
future patches,
Rivals.
I promise.
On his laptop. When you install Blender for the first time. This one's from Toodle.
Wolverine.
What's he doing? Strolling along. This one's from Toodle. The volume of dialogue in action movies. For real. Especially if you pirate them. Do you remember back in the day, download, there was a point where, I think it was when 1080p was like first introduced. Maybe. And you could first, and on Pirate Bay, you would download a 1080p movie. And for some reason, that was always the case. The way they encoded the audio into those early rips was insane. The sound effects and the music was just so loud, and the fucking voice was nothing. Do you remember? I know it's specific, but I just remember it being the bane of my life. I pirated everything when I was younger. This one's from Toodle.
Seen some dipshit in my
This is Toodle, by the way, in case you're wondering what Toodle's like in real life.
Seen some dipshit in my comments said, the government's watching your every move. Well, tell them I need to jump. My truck won't start. Tell them that. Tell them to do something for a change. Huh. Tell them to watch that.
Like, if Josh Brolin consumed Josh Brolin and a bottle of estrogen. One bottle. Just grabbed a bottle of estrogen and drank it, and then ate another Josh Brolin and went crazy. This one's from Nata. Fucking Christ. Dogs, man. You wouldn't even believe that had happened if someone told you that. Like the type of shit I feel. I used to get on the stream and be like, Merlin did this crazy shit last night, and you'd be like, nah, he didn't do none of that. He didn't do none of that. This one's from Pitsky.
Sorry I missed your call. I don't answer calls because you know how to type and I know how to read. So glad we could solve that issue. Goodbye.
Correct. Never call me unless it's an emergency. This one is from Chicklet.
Don't lecture me, Obi-Wan. I see through the lies of the Jedi. I do not fear the dark side as you do. I have brought peace, freedom, justice, and security to my new empire. Your new empire. Don't make me kill you, Anakin. My allegiance allegiances to the Republic, to democracy. If you're not with me, then you're my enemy. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. I will do what I must. You will try. I have failed you, Anakin. I have failed you. I should have known the Jedi were plotting to take over. Anakin, Chancellor Palpatine is evil. From my point of view, the Jedi are evil. Well, then you are lost.
Chickley thought I was going to really enjoy that, and honestly, you wasted 45 seconds of my time that I'll never get back. This next one is from Chicklet, and if you waste more of my time, Chicklet, you're banned. Who is Mort? Madagascar. Never seen it. Alright, Chicklet, you are on thin ice today. That's a lot of my time you've wasted. Next one is from Newt.
JFK or Eisenhower have also put missiles in Turkey. That's a big thing.
And then Turkey was like, yes, please, my friend, yes. You want missiles? Please,
yes,
come in. Please,
my cousin also sells drugs.
Yeah. They also put missiles in Italy.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to put missiles in Italy and Turkey, you've immediately got a weak hand. So I'll tell you something. You want those missiles fired, they're not being fired. You tell them, you go fire, they go, yeah, in a minute, please. You wait, my friend, sit down. It's fine. That's what happens in both those countries.
Yeah.
Both those countries have lag. They have Mediterranean
lag?
Mediterranean
Is that
lag.
Is that a term you're going to coin, potentially?
I've just coined that now.
Mediterranean lag.
Mediterranean lag. You ask a Mediterranean person to do something, and there'll be a lag of an hour to half a day before it gets done.
Is there a point? Is there an epicenter where the lag increases?
Yes.
What is the epicenter?
Greece. Where nothing happens at all.
This is just racism. This is just racism, and I don't appreciate it. I won't accept it on this channel. This next one's from Pitsky.
Oh putain, il a dû partir. Là, il est là, oh putain.
Oh là là, la bestiole.
Oh, il était énorme.
What was it?
Mais il s'est barré, il s'est barré.
Oh, l'engin. Je crois qu'il était plus loin que ça.
It is a pig.
Oui. Peut-être qu'il va nous charger. Fred, il va nous charger.
I accept him. This next one is from Pitsky.
Oh putain, il a dû partir.
Yo, who in the fucking was walking out here, bro? What is this nonsense?
He did it himself. The feet are exactly the same size as his. Fake. This one's from Pitsky.
Tana wins. Flawless victory.
I didn't look quickly enough.
Tana wins.
I just saw a hand when I first watched it. The next one's from Kipling, which doesn't bode well because Kipling is really on a terrible run. So this one better be good.
Got a really good idea for a D&D character I'll never get to use. It's a talking horse. You'd think this had come with some kind of magical backstory about getting turned into one, but turns out they were just born that way. You find out that the mother was a centaur, their father is a horse-headed minotaur, and they have a sister who's a perfectly normal human. They're a rogue thief because nobody expects it. A horse is the culprit. You're an orc guard in a fully garrisoned and protected fortress 2 miles into a mountain. You're standing post and suddenly you hear a knock outside the door. You know you're not authorized to move from your post, but your curiosity overtakes you and you open the door. A horse is standing there. As your brain races to think of some explanation for the sudden and unexpected presence of the horse, it leans in and whispers, "No one will ever believe you."
See, I've seen this before, and also I've seen the original, which this was stolen from. This last one has to do a lot. This is the last one of the day. And if this one doesn't make me laugh, I'm going to end the stream. It's from Toodle.
The way that I don't even need it confirmed, I just feel it confidently in my bones that in the Star Wars cinematic universe, there is a woman out there driving around her little space vehicle with a bumper sticker on it that says like Trooper Wife. Like, you know that she has a sweater with like the First Order emblem on it that says weathering the storm.
This is an American joke, isn't it? This is a joke that only Americans will understand because of their weird military thing.
There's 100% a mug in her possession that says "Trooper wife, happy life." She 100% has made a social media post saying something like,
This is some American shit.
strong
Comedy
enough to
for
be
Americans.
a trooper's wife, crazy enough to love it. When she's in line to get like her caramel Wookiee latte, she's asking if she can get a stormtrooper discount.
Guys. When I said you send Brad reacts, okay, I wanted it to be you send Brad enjoys. Alright? Don't just send anything. Any old shit that you just have any. Just think before. I mean, this is just disappointing. 21 of those. It's disappointing, really, isn't it? I guess we got to play Powerwash Simulator for Gary now, haven't we? Because of what you've done. This stream is just for Gary, and the rest of you don't need to be here. Honestly, I made this intro in about, I think it took me 13 minutes. And most of that, I was eating a peanut butter sandwich.
It's time for this to go. Time for us to clean. Get your washer out, boy. Get your washers out, girl. It's time to clean up. Power wash me, baby.
Time for Powerwash Simulator, everyone. Omega said, fun fact, last time you played this game, I refollowed the channel. Why did you unfollow? Alright, we got some specials. We've got seasonal specials, Shrek, Alice's Adventures, Warhammer 40k, Back to the Future, SpongeBob SquarePants, Tomb Raider. Which one should we play? Gary, are you in here? Gary's left, isn't he? Gary. Gary, is your name Gary? Is your name Gary? Time these people out. Keeper got timed out. Time these people out. Keeper got timed out. By accident. But I'm going to let it sit. Because Keeper doesn't get in trouble enough. I was in a bad state of mind. I think you were being crazy toxic. So I was like, this guy's an asshole. Now I'm followed. Wow. And it turns out you were the asshole all along. All right, fine. We'll have to do a democratic vote. We'll have to do a democratic vote then. What did I say to Gary? Are you going to be here? He said, I'll be here for the next 6 hours. I hate that guy. All right, which one? Shrek. Oh, seasonal specials. Shrek. Alice's Adventures. Warhammer. Back to the Future. SpongeBob. Tomb Raider. Which one do you want? It's too late, Gary. It's too late. You had the choice was yours, and you blew it. You threw it all away. He never said he's going to be here for the entire 6 hours. Yes, he did. Those are his words. Exactly what he said. I am here. Lying. He's not here. Which power wash shall we do? The boat level is nice. Don't forget. What the fuck is the boat level, Gary? I'm going crazy. I think I'm going crazy. I think I need a normal job. I think I need to go get a normal job. I don't know how I can't take this. What's the boat level? Gary said he would be available until 6 p.m. though without specifying a time zone. I can't take this. I can't do another day of this. This has to be a social experiment where you're all working together to try and make me go fucking fully clinically insane. Can we make a human go insane? Gary, where's the boat level? Please. Are you on your PlayStation again? Gary, what are you doing right now? Gary? Gary? Gary, what are you doing? What are you doing right now? I need you front and center. I want to know what he's doing instead of typing in my chat room when I demand him to appear and bark at him. No, we're waiting. We're going to wait. The incredible pressure that we're putting on him. He's never going to come back. You've earned a session with Miss Casey. I would love a session with Miss Casey. His eye fell. He's gone. Dude, where is he gone? We got to find this fucking boat level. Can I search? Where's the boat level? In this? Bonus jobs? That's a submarine. I don't see a boat. Free play? Vehicles? Boat? I don't see a boat. These are houses. Is it one of these? Ah, this one. The cruise ship? Might be that. It could be any of these. I bought all of these this morning for Gary to be able to do this. This is why I would be, by the way, this is why I'd be the worst parent ever. Because I'd be so pissed off when I'd be like, I bought you all this stuff. And the kid will be like, I want to play with the wrapping paper in the garden. I'm going to take the wrapping paper into the garden. I'm like, dude, I just bought you all this shit that you've been asking for months. Months you've been asking me for this. And you want to play with the fucking stuff I wrapped it in the garden? I want a new son. I bought all of these things this morning. All of them. I bought every single DLC for this game. So that Gary could pick which... we're playing Powerwash. He'd be so excited. Oh, we're finally playing Powerwash. I can't wait. I've been waiting for this for so long. I was like, you can pick whichever one you want, Gary. We'll do any level. Any level you want. And he wasn't even here. And then I said, which one? To everyone else. And he showed up. And then I said, which one do you want, Gary? And he said, the boat one. And then left. He left. We got the Shrek ones. Rewash Shrek. Shrek Duloc. What the fuck? This isn't Shrek. The fuck am I looking at? I've not watched Shrek, so I don't know. I think I watched it once when I was younger. I know. It's like, I know Shrek from memes. Alice, oh, you have to do all of the levels, right? Okay. Warhammer. A Land Raider. Back to the Future. Doc Brown's Van. SpongeBob. Conch Street. Tomb Raider. The Croft Manor. Sorry, Mum made soup. Gary, I'm losing my mind. Gary, I'm going crazy. Seasonal special. So this one, the cruise. Is this the one you want? I don't even have it. Why don't I have this? This is you picked the only one I don't have. How do I get this? I'm in an experiment. I'm in an experiment. Designed to make me go crazy. It's the only explanation for this fucking stream. It's time for Powerwash.
It's time. It's time. Time for this to go. Time for us to clean. Get your washer out.
I don't remember how to play this.
Get your washers out, girl. It's time to clean up. Power wash me, baby. Yeah, 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 yeah. Power wash me hard. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's get this power washing. I need to be clean, clean. Let's get washing. Let's get washing our bits. It's time to wash our bits. Together, baby, let's wash.
Let's wash our bits.
Oh, wash me, baby. Yeah. Yeah.
It's been so long since I played. Oh yeah, there's the different nozzles. Alright, away we go. Let's start with this door.
Let's get washing, baby.
This isn't its own thing. Oh, power wash me hard. There we go.
Clean, clean.
This one flash? Must have done. Okay. You need to dick from the Stream DLC. Gary. What the hell did you just type? I've never seen you use such profanity. For a Scotsman. I need to stop being a dick. Let's watch. You're not supposed to make someone feel bad for giving them a gift. This was my gift to Gary, and I will never ever give any of you a gift again. This is why I don't give people gifts. This is why people don't deserve gifts. Why is this one seasonal? Is a cruise supposed to be a seasonal thing? What is a cruise? I gotta book a tattoo in. Me and my twin brother are gonna get matching tattoos. Is that weird? We're already twins, you know. Ratch! Kyoki! Which one of you is in here? There's gotta be at least one of them. There's a very outside chance Myth is in here, but I doubt it. Sorry, typo. Don't you apologize. I want you to swear more. I want to become a bad influence on you. What soup have you got, Gary? What soup are you eating, Gary? I was walking to work from Metro, and you got dinged by an accidental ban. Temporary... whatever. Is Wax Steven in here? That guy's pissing me off as well, dude. You know what that guy needs to do? Help me do some more work. He hasn't done enough work over the last couple of days. Can you look at the thing I posted in our messages and just tell me? Just because I know that you and PB are going to start a stream and I won't have access to you until it's too late. I need you to do some more work. He's going to die, dude. He's going to collapse. They released this as the free summer level, right? Okay. Chicken and rice soup. That's fine. Okay, yeah, I'll do it tonight. I just wanted to check before, because if it was something that I needed to adjust on the go, I won't be able to do it. A few things going on tonight on Table Story. Tune in. A couple of interesting, stupid things. You interested in stupid things? We got them for you. Why does anyone watch this stream whenever I play this? No one does. Everyone's leaving. All right. Are we leaving? The view's going up or down, chat? We need a game to play on Tuesdays. I was thinking of either No Man's Sky or Baldur's Gate. I think No Man's Sky might be a better option because it's easier to jump in and out of. But I don't really know. The thing with No Man's Sky is every time I play it, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I do the same few things. I get a ship and then I build a little home base. And then I'm like, well, there is nothing else in the game to do. I don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing in the game at this point. It's not like the upgrades matter. You know, like in Minecraft, you're like, I need a diamond pickaxe, so I'm going to get some diamonds. You always find some new shit you need to do. Baldur's Gate 3 is a new update coming with new subclasses. Well, I've only played Baldur's Gate for about 25 minutes because you lot wouldn't let me play it on stream. Can you believe that? I'm a DM on a very popular D&D channel, and you won't let me play the D&D game, one of the greatest games maybe ever made. Can you imagine what it's like to be me? The torture. I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. Was Kingdom Come on that list as well? Well, considering I said 2 games and neither of them was Kingdom Come, what do you think? You know when I said No Man's Sky and Baldur's Gate, which one of them do you think was Kingdom Come? And do you think, based on the 2 names that I gave, that either of them were Kingdom Come, and whether that gives you your answer as to whether Kingdom Come was on that list there? I'm actually fucking losing my mind, aren't I? Am I going crazy? There's no one in here. It's just me talking to myself and inventing the worst possible people on the planet to come in and say the most insane shit to me all day until I go fucking nuts and crack up and kill someone. And then they're like, Surprise! It was an experiment, Truman. The whole thing. Everyone here is just a person that works for this fucking company, Lumen. Everyone here works for Lumen. You're not actually insane. It was all a joke. To be fair, you did beat it on stream. Right, and I had to like really speed run that, didn't I? Also, the OCD progress slowly building is nice. I like the layback energy. I'm literally here furious right now. Laid back. It's just me complaining and angry. The OCD of cleaning. Does anyone actually have this kind of OCD? Like clean OCD? I have self-clean OCD, kinda. It's not, I have germ OCD a little bit. I have to clean myself as soon as I wake up or I'll die OCD. My entire family will be killed in a horrible accident and the world will end. Congratulations, you passed. Right. That's where I'm gonna be. Is this how other people play this game? I'm always like aware, I'm like, other people, I wonder how other people go about it. I've watched a couple of people play this before and I've always been like, that is not how I approach this game. I like do this. Where I progress incrementally along in lines. Because otherwise I don't know what I've cleaned. I'll like lose any ability to know where I'm at. When my anxiety spikes, cleaning helps. I like cleaning with anxiety as well, to be fair. If I can like, if it's not too bad. I think because it's kind of grounding, isn't it? This is not cleaning though. This game would not help my OCD. I think it would make it worse. Not my OCD, my anxiety. But like actually physically picking up stuff and cleaning it and moving, tidying up a room and like washing up and stuff. I think because you're constantly picking stuff up and like doing something with your hands, it takes your brain off of whatever you're ruminating on. My sister kinda does. Hasn't been diagnosed, so no. But she yells at me a lot about wearing outside clothes in her room. Send her to a therapist. I want diagnosed OCD people only. The rest of you are charlatans and liars. And we're sick of putting up with you. I enjoyed OCD Awareness Week on TikTok recently. That was a really good time. It's slightly annoying because then a bunch of people come out, don't they? And they're like, I also have OCD and intrusive thoughts. And you're like, no, you don't. You're 14 and you don't know anything and you're just doing it for attention. Shut up. This is the kind of game where I need to install that. What's that thing where you can bring chat up on the screen? It's called like Violet or something. Ghosty? What is it called? I went to install it once and then completely forgot about its existence until right now. I can put chat on my gaming screen and not have to keep looking up. Besides hunting for visual splendor, building masterpieces, or managing a settlement, there really is no concrete endgame for No Man's Sky. What does managing a settlement mean? Because that to me means RimWorld. I didn't know that was in... So nothing. They've added nothing in No Man's Sky this whole time. Last time I watched what this game brought out of Brad, I learned about his entire childhood and realised how thoughtful he is. That's the problem with this game is I just like... There is no game, so all I can do is talk. Which really I kind of realised this morning after promising to play this today that I don't want to actually do that today. Because I have to run a stream later on and I probably should conserve some energy, and just chatting shit all day it's not the most energy I'll ever burn, but it does require me to be perpetually speaking for multiple hours. about if we play Star Citizen? When Markiplier play, he didn't realise for like 10 vids he could turn the nozzle, and the dev roasted him when they put in a notification to say you can turn in the patch notes. Alright, first of all, stop watching Markiplier, Gary. Don't do this to yourself. Second of all, you can turn the nozzle? I don't believe you. I think you're making it up. OCD is a hell. Yeah, no, it's the worst. Her anxiety is too bad for her to go see someone. Yeah, just go do it online. Damn, wish I was that wall so I could be sprayed by Brad. Jesus Christ. My outfit is ready, yeah. At Brad Woto. You don't need to put at Brad Woto in the chat because I'll probably just read it anyway because I can see all of the messages. You can found a settlement that NPCs come to live in, and you have to make sure it has everything it needs to thrive and eventually become a source of income in the game. Now that sounds more interesting to me. Is that available immediately, or do you have to put in like 1,000 hours before you get to that point? I really have not watched a lot of Star Citizen, not fucking No Man's Sky content. All I've done is I've like played it, and I think I've streamed all of the time I've ever played it. So I'm not sure. I mean, there was a point where I was really enjoying just being... I was doing trading, and I had a spreadsheet up. We had Fat Gordon. And I was like trading battery fluid or something. That was kind of fun, I guess. Back off, Gorn. Back off. If you let others in, ship crashes in a few seconds, so please try to keep us away from your ship. No idea what you're talking about. What the fuck is he talking about? Can't believe they didn't release more Final Fantasy VII maps with the new game. For Powerwash. Beyond gutted. Me clean Cosmo Canyon or something. I'd have been back on this game within seconds. Star Citizen. Do I have to let... Can I... I don't know how to... I don't know anything about Star Citizen. I'm not actually going to play Star Citizen. Relax. Okay. Take a fucking deep breath, dude. Take a deep breath. In funny who this game has so many crossovers. It's funny. Yeah. I think it's a great idea. I think they've done exactly what they should have done. It's the greatest possible way to approach a game like this. Release a bunch of different IPs that you can clean in collaboration. I bet they sold so many copies with each different thing. I feel like a few of them are kind of in the same sort of genre, but it's nice. You have like Final Fantasy, Warhammer, SpongeBob. Covering all their bases, kinda. When you world build, do you focus much effort on land mass, like kingdoms and towns? Is there a method, or is it place things down and then write something? It depends what I'm doing it for. This new one, yes. The next thing I'm running is just that. I've written an encyclopedia. It's killing me. But I've learned over the years it's not worth doing that for every campaign type. Like, you've got to look at stuff like, what are they going to be doing, you know? Like, there's no point in me making a bunch of towns for an entire, like, continent on the other side of the world that they won't get to. Or, if nothing else, they won't get to during the first part of the game. So it's just a waste of time doing it now. On the, like, my brain gets filled with, like, what if they ask about it? I'll make it up on the spot, you know? You gotta pace yourself, kinda. You think these pieces are going to flash individually? Or do you think it's one whole thing? I feel like I'd enjoy this kind of job in the real world if I didn't have to do all of the setup. Like, every morning, you have to get up and pack the van with all the stuff you need or whatever. I think that would wind me up. Like, if I could just get to work like this and it's all set up for me, that would be great. But then you're just a day labourer, aren't you? Is this done? Is the thing that shows me the percentages? Can't tell. I don't think I remember what flashed and what didn't. Back to it. Apparently they're considered window breaking. That would be a tedious annoying. I'm really glad they didn't add that. No one wants that.
Hey, it's me, Fist of the Walrus.
Fist of Walrus.
It would always be so wet.
It'd be fine if you were in a warm country. I'd only do it if I worked in... I'd move to Spain. I'd move to Spain and do it. I'd listen to Brad narrate Gary's book of stuff you might not know. The only thing is it has to be spelled first draft only. Whatever Gary writes down, how it's spelled is how the book must be published. And then I would narrate it for free, but it would have to be. But I would narrate all of the way that Gary writes it, you know. You get drenched and covered in dirt. Depends who you're doing it with in Chechio. You know? Sometimes it's fun getting drenched and covered in dirt. What if the person I'm working with is extremely attractive and hot? Didn't think of that, did you? Didn't think of that. Now it's a romantic comedy scene. I cannot listen to this song without seeing Aerith give her mum some bad news in the original game. This song did not play during that scene. Surely not. This is the open world theme. It could do Star Wars levels, that'd be good. Did you notice my message about how you discover a settlement? So, by the way, so pissed off because I was like, oh, you don't have to write at Brad Woto for every message because I'll read all of them anyway. And then I didn't read his next message out loud and he's like, furious, you know what I mean? So entitled. You people are so entitled. You know I don't have to read any of them. You know that, right? I don't actually have to read all of your messages. Some of you are in here because you're like, this is my private DM to Brad. Treat this like a private DM. You're psychopathic, you people. You know that. In No Man's Sky, you will eventually get a distress call from someone whose settlement is under attack and you can respond to defend and then can become their overseer. At what point in your character's development the transmission are essentially unlocked is unclear. Alright. So basically you didn't answer my question. Wasted my time. Wasted my goddamn time. I can never be pleased. A petulant child. I promise I'm not like this in real life. Actually, maybe I am. You'd have to ask Emma if you could find where she's buried. Good luck. Man, I just can't hear this song without being reminded of that scene where Sin attacks Kilika Island. You know, guys? Anyone with me on that? Who said that? Omega? You're fucking dead to me, you know that? You're fucking dead to me. Don't you ever fucking speak to me again. You came in on Powerwash and you can leave on it as well. I want to play Final Fantasy X so much. It's been a long time since I played that one. I think the last time I played it was like me playing it myself. The last time I watched a lot of it played was when Emma played it and we had just moved into our first apartment. So that would have been like, I don't even know, 12, 13 years ago. And it got to a point where she was like, I can't do it, it's too hard. She was at that fight with, what is it called? Penance or something? And it's the hardest boss battle in the game. I reckon by far. Depending on your level. Well, I mean, that doesn't really mean anything, does it? I could go for any boss battle. Sin was such a good world threat. I just enjoyed that there was like, obviously there were villains in the game, but like the biggest threat was just this monster and not, you know, just a big flying kaiju. And it wasn't like Kefka and crazy. It wasn't like Sephiroth, you know, it wasn't like Garland or Kuja or whatever, you know. It was like a slightly non-sentient type thing. I know there's more to Sin than that, but generally speaking, it is just a big fucking stupid dog animal flying through the air. It's a giant orca you gotta kill. I'm playing that one today, I think. It's the one with the chocobos. Yep, that's the one. Final Fantasy X 2. Good old Brad1 is back. That's right, I'm back, guys. I've been away for so long. Does anyone know the last time I streamed? It's been so long. I mean, I've been away almost, I'd say probably for about 25 years. Lost in a time vortex. Luckily, I've returned. Man, this guy's a prick. I'm going to unfollow while you're playing Powerwash. Makes me laugh. No, he didn't unfollow while I was playing Powerwash. He unfollowed me on a day when I'm guessing you lot were winding me up and I had to turn on you. And he was like, man, this guy's so toxic and mean to everyone. You know how everyone thinks that about me. Remember when that guy came in 2 seconds ago and I was toxic and mean to him? Fragile egos, man. They're cringy. Are you talking about me? Did I do an egotistical thing? I thought I just read your message out. I'll never do that again. No, sorry, I didn't mean you. Oh, what are you talking about? Oh, because... you know, I'm going to get that down there. Because I want to. You want to know why I've done it, the order I've done it in, chat? Do you reckon you can guess? Why I did these walls first? Did you get the 100% ending on Final Fantasy X too? I don't know if I ever did it myself. Hard to say. Younger me might have done it. I'm trying, because I can't really remember playing 10-2 on the PS2. I know I did. But I just don't know when that was in my life. It's very hard for me to remember that period of my life. I don't know why. What would I have been, year 10? Year 11? In school? So I probably did. But I don't know. I don't remember doing it. I mean, I know the only way to play that game is to 100% it, otherwise there's no point in playing it. If you don't get the 100%... The problem with Final Fantasy X-1 is that you have to get 100% of 10-2 to get the true ending to Final Fantasy X. It's fucking annoying. No one wants to play Final Fantasy X-2. Admittedly though, the second part of that game, like I'd say the last section of that game is legitimately good. The rest of it is just side quests, which some people would enjoy. It's Noodle's favourite game of all time, but not me exactly. To get the hole, to get the hole. Is that what I said? Guys, you can't attack me today, alright? Leave me alone. It's a Friday, I'm not allowed to use energy. I have to conserve energy. The reason I did the walls first is so that you would always be able to look around and see clean walls, not dirty walls. If nothing else, while we're cleaning the rest of this shit, clean walls exist. Now what though? I guess we'll just clean this pool. Definitely watched it on YouTube. I'm trying to think whether I did though, because for me, there was no such thing as YouTube back then. But I remember watching it when I was young, so I'm like, I don't know. I'd be surprised if I had the fucking patience. But I think I was more patient with those games back then because there weren't as many games. I wasn't as pressured to do other stuff. I didn't really care. You know? Now I'm like, I got too much shit to do. I ain't got time to complete this fucking game. Now I was in year 10. Like, what was I doing? Nothing. I feel like it's possible that I would have done it. I used to 100% games when I was younger because I didn't have any other games. Nothing else to do. So my answer is I don't know. I have no idea. I would have done that. All I remember of 10-2 was not telling any of my mates that I had the game because dresses. I don't think I could even tell my friends. I think the first time I even admitted that I had ever played a Final Fantasy game to my like normie friends was Final Fantasy 9, because I remember being at my friend's house the day it came out and I had no choice. And they were like, where are you going? And I was like, I'm going to the mall. And they were like, why are you going to the fucking mall? And they were like, what's going on? Because, you know, they're like, there isn't a new FIFA. What could you possibly be going to the mall for? You don't have any money. And I was like, there is a new game out that I want to play. I'm going to go and buy it and then go home and play it. And like, all of my friends were like, what the fuck are you talking about? There isn't a new game out today. You know what I mean? Because they were like completely unaware. And I was like, just shut up. Let me go buy my game. And they're like, what game has come out that you're going to buy? And I was like, Final Fantasy 9, all right? And they were like, Final what 9? Fantasy? What the fuck are you buying? And I was like, it's my favorite game. It's been my favorite game series for the last 2 years. And the third one has come out and I couldn't be more excited about it than anything. I've never felt this feeling. The level of excitement in my body for the release of this game is beyond anything you could understand with your tiny fragile mind. They had no idea what was going on. They had no idea what was going on. I was like, just shut up and I'll see you tomorrow. And I went to the mall by myself with my fucking money that I'd saved up. And I bought the game and I went home, turned it on. And actually, do you know what was crazy about that? Is that I remember buying it, or just to make fucking matters worse, it was back before I had cut off contact with my dad. And I had to go and stay at my dad's apartment that weekend. So I went and bought this game, played it for like an hour, and my mum was like, right, gotta go to your dad's. And I had to pack up my PlayStation and go to his house. And then he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm playing this video game all weekend. And he was like, what are you but I want to watch the football. And I was like, well, here's the thing. I can go home. I'll happily go home. All I'm doing all weekend is playing this video game. I literally couldn't, like, I don't care where I am or what's going on, I'm playing this game. He's like, what are you playing? And I was like, it's this game called Final Fantasy 9. And he was like, okay, now I know a fact about my son that I suspected about him, and I may never speak to him again. The absolute look of shame. Putting out a game with the word fantasy in it, in a South London family in 1999 was it literally, it's exactly the same as coming out of the closet. It's exactly the same. If you're a person that has ever had to do that with their family, come out as gay, it's the exact same thing. Let alone when I had to come out as gay. It was less bad. It's true, PB. It was fucking brutal. All of my friends were like, what? It was Final Fantasy 9. For 2 years, I had kept it a secret. I only knew like 2 other people in my whole town. I was brought up in a suburb of South London, and I knew 2 other people in my like whole school who played Final Fantasy, and one was in like chess club, and one was just the biggest fucking freak in school. And I don't mean like, you know, like I'm a freak, you know, and you're like, oh, like this guy was an absolute maniac. The only person I could talk to about the Final Fantasy games. And I basically didn't get to talk to anyone about them until I was I befriended, so I have a twin brother who was brought up separately from me because they lied to us and said that we were cousins until my nan died and blew the case wide open, told everyone the truth on her deathbed, fucked up on morphine. And so my cousin brother, no interest in Final Fantasy games. I don't think he's ever played one, but he had a friend called Lee. And I met Lee and knew Lee for a good long time before Lee just one day was like, oh, I'm going to go home. I'm going to be playing Final Fantasy, don't know what, 10 maybe? If I had to guess, could have been 10. Might have been 12, but no, it was probably 10. And I was like, wait, you're going to go play Final Fantasy game? He was like, yeah, I love them. I was like, really? What ones have you played? And he was like, the first one I played was 8. And it was the best game I've ever played in my entire life. Remains to this day his favourite Final Fantasy game. Identical twin? Yeah, he looks like... we were talking about this the other day, but he's my Ratch. I'm the myth and he's the Ratch. Because he's like got the normie haircut and a shaved face. And I'm the fucking whimsical twat with stupid hair, glasses and a beard. I have a Ratch version of me. We don't look as much alike as we did when we were younger. When we were younger, we looked exactly the same. It was fucking freaky. People used to come up to me in the street all the time and go, oh, you alright, Luke? And I'd be like, you know, like when you don't realise someone's talking to you at first and they're like, how's it going, Luke? How you doing? It's been a while. And I was like, and the thing is, and it would happen to him as well. People would just walk up to him in our teens and just be like, all right, Brad, how you doing? And he'd be like, what? And he'd be like, how you doing, Brad? But me and him would both do the same thing because we thought it'd be really funny if we told each other the story. So I would just go, oh, how's it going, mate? Yeah. And they'd be like, oh, I haven't seen you since school. You know, or whatever. They'd be like, oh, we went to primary school together. And you'd be like, oh, yeah. How's it going? What are you up to? You got a girlfriend? And then we'd see each other and I'd be like, some maniac walked up to me in the street the other day and just started talking to me as if I was you. Took me 25 minutes to realise that he thought I was you. And we just exchanged. I'd be like, he was kind of tall, like a bit taller than we are. Try and describe what he looked like, you know? They'd be like, I don't know. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so my cousin brother, who looks like me, but if you were to sort of chop all my hair off, take my glasses off and shave my beard. He's also got that thing of like, he's got kids now. He's got 2 kids that he sort of, what do you call it? Adopt, inherit with the relationship. 2 kids that came with his wife. What is that called? And he's got one of his own. So he's got that life haggardness to him. The life haggardness that you get only with having children. And I'm like, I'm still pristine, like I've been kept in the wrapping to be sold on. You know? Because I didn't have kids. How do you describe that? Do you know what I'm talking about? Life haggardness. I had kids and you didn't-ness. My sister's starting to look older than me. Because she's got fucking 2 kids. I can be resold at fucking purchase value. So he's kind of got that going on. But yeah, we basically look the same. I'm seeing him soon. We're gonna get, like I said, we're getting matching tattoos, which is lame, but we're doing it anyway. And when we do, I'll take a picture of us. But I think you'll probably be like disappointed because we don't look as much alike as we used to. There's some pictures of us though from even, you know, like early mid-20s, like up until around the time I first started World of the Orange with Liam and was doing YouTube. We looked pretty similar still. But again, I had long hair and a beard, and he's for the most part always been short hair, clean shaven, never needed glasses. Then I started wearing glasses and wearing different clothes and shit. Yeah, pictures of us as kids. I'll find some. There's plenty of them. I think my auntie actually sent me a bunch before. I wonder if we're together in any of them. Hold on. I'll pull them up. I think it might be too hard to actually make out. Our faces. I've shown before on the stream a long time ago. Yeah, you can't really see us. She sent me some pictures of like a sports day when we were younger the other day. You share fathers? Well, that's the suspicion. We need to get a blood test. So I look like my dad, and my cousin looks like me, right? But I look like my dad, and he's supposed to be my cousin on my mum's side, so he shouldn't look anything like my dad. And there was this suspicious part of our childhood where so for the first 10 years of our lives, right, me and him were predominantly brought up, the first 5 for sure, the first 5 solidly, we were brought up by my nan, my grandma, right, me and him, we lived there. And then between like 5 and 10, we still spent the majority of our time there, but every now and then we'd get sent to, I would be sent to my mum's with my mum and dad, and he would be sent to his mum with his mum and dad, right? Now, the only thing we know about our parents in that time is that they didn't have any money. I was a mistake child, and so was he. And so, like, my mum and dad didn't have a house. They had, like, a little shitty apartment. So did his. And so we were brought up like siblings by my nan, right? Which is why, even if, you know, I meme about it a lot, but like, even if they're like, oh, we did a blood test, you're not twins. Even, to be honest, if they were like, you're not even blood related, he is my brother, you know? He's literally my brother. I have a brother because we were brought up together for 10 years as brothers. And then we were told that we're in fact cousins who look identical. And I'm going to live over in this house with this man and woman. And he's going to go and live in this house with this man and woman. And they are your mum and dad from now on. And we were like, but we don't want that. And then my mum and dad went, look, you have a sister. This is your sister now. Why is my character moving so slowly? It's like he's run out of energy. Why is he moving so slow? Because I'm on an incline. Yeah, so like my mum and dad were like, look, you have a sister, you have a sister. This is your only sibling now. And I was like, okay, whatever. And he had a little brother. They were like, look, you have a little brother. And this is your cousin. And remember, whenever anybody asks, Bradley is your cousin, you know. Luke is your cousin. And we'd be like, okay. And then, to be honest, even then, so even after that happened, even after we had 2 other children brought into the family, my sister and his brother. Now, his brother looks like his dad. And my sister looks like my mum. So, at least on the other side of things, at least one of the children is legitimate. And, but then we were still brought up at my nan's house because they still didn't have any money. So then we were brought up as 4 children at my nan's house for the next like 10 years. Like, until I was like, between 0 to 5, I just spent absolutely no time in my house. I don't know. Between 5 and 10, I spent the majority of my time at my nan's house with these 3 siblings that I had, right? So I had my sister, well, in order of age, I had my brother Luke, who's my twin brother. I had my sister, who's 5 years younger than us. And then my younger brother, cousin, who was 6 years or 7 years younger than us, right? So then us 4 were brought up for such a huge amount of time at my nan's house. And even when we would go home or we would go be sent to these, you know, I'd be sent to my mum's house or whatever, we would then all still go to my nan's house a lot. We all lived quite close. So even if we spent so much, like all of our time as a group of 4 at one of these 3 houses, right? So we were all brought up really, really close knit. Me and my sister have a pretty close relationship because I think of this. And so obviously me and my brother cousin do because we were together for so long. We're very similar people. He's kind of like a normie version of me. Like, he isn't annoying normie where he's just like talking about the weather or whatever. But, you know, his life has been very normie. Like, he went and got a normal job and he, you know, he's always wanted like a family, and he's very emotionally open as well. Whereas I am not, and definitely wasn't. I'm much more emotionally open now, but he is a much more emotionally open person than me. So like he would just cry and stuff all the time. He would just, you know, if something was happening to him, he feels it. He's a bit like, you know, like how PB just feels everything at 100%. He's kind of like that, but less histrionic with it. He's, you know, he feels stuff, whereas I was never like that. But we were very close, and we still are very close. I don't ever get to see him as much, but that's just, I think, being an adult, isn't it? We had a conversation the other day about how we don't see each other enough, and we're going to try and fix that. That's why we're going to go and get tattoos. And then you have my sister, and so my sister is 5 years younger, and she's the same as well. She's kind of like, she's a normie who she put herself back into the Matrix, man. Like, she was hardcore, dude. Like, she could have been like I honestly believe if she had went to like university and studied philosophy or something, she'd be releasing like crazy philosophy books and shit, because she was like 10 and being like, I don't understand all these institutionalized systemic issues that are happening. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? She was just like clued in to like the Matrix. And she's very smart. She's funny. Again, like me. But then she just got traumatized by some like stuff. But weirdly, it wasn't even like obviously. So she wasn't traumatized by my dad like I was. My dad was horrible and abusive. But she missed all of it. She was too young, and my dad never took any. I don't think she ever experienced any abuse at his hands at all. Like, by the time he left, she would have been like 9, and she never really experienced the abusive side of my father. But she did have to deal with the fallout and like a lot of the stuff that was happening to my mum and how my mum had to deal with everything. So she kind of went, my sister's went, we sort of have a joke that my dad gave me depression and my mum gave us anxiety, which I don't know if it's accurate, but it's a fun little joke. Don't repeat it. But yeah, she then had a thing with a boyfriend. She fell in love with a guy. She was so incredibly in love with him. He was the coolest dude. He was in a band. He was fucking beautiful. He was cool as shit. They would have been, I think my sister would have been maybe like 16 or something, like the perfect age to be traumatized by a boy. And then I think what happened was that he cheated on her with her best friend. And then my sister just fucking changed. She just went, fuck this. I don't like thinking anymore. I'm going into the Matrix. I'm just going to become a normal girl. And she just went like, she just became a girl. Any other girl in the rest of the fucking city dug in, and all of her friends were like, I like these shoes. And my sister was like, yeah, these shoes are the best shoes. And this is the deepest conversation I'm going to have today. And she sort of did that for a really long time. Eventually, she met a nice guy. They had 2 kids, and she sort of returned, if I'm honest, like recently, the version of my sister that I remember or see the potential of her being. I don't care, by the way. This isn't a criticism of my sister. I will always love her in whatever way she moves through the world. It doesn't bother me at all. It's just interesting because I put a lot of people into these pigeonholes of like, what level of normie are you? Can you handle a fucking conversation about consciousness? And my sister can and always has been able to. She's smarter than I am. And she's funny and interesting. But I think she was like, I just need this. I think some part of her was like, I need this stability that comes with just being fucking normal and just having a normal life, having some kids, being completely the most like normal, whatever the handbook is of life. You know, most people do it. Most of you in here probably are doing it right now. And it is the player's handbook of life, where you follow the basic approach The tried and tested true method. No criticism from me. Just what it is, what it is. And she did that. And I think, I remember being kind of like, a long time ago, I was like, man, this is such a waste of a human mind. But I think she was right. I think it was the same. I did the same thing with drugs and stuff. I had to, some part of you sometimes kicks in and goes, look, if we need to survive this, this is how. Just stick with me. I am your instincts. You need to plug back into the matrix. This is too much for you. It's overwhelming. And I think that's what happened to her. So when we were younger, I know I'm going off on tangents, but this is what Powerwash Simulator does to me. This is why I don't play this game. Because I have nothing. All I can do is tell you about my life. I've got nothing else to talk about. So you had me, my cousin brother, my sister, who is 5 years younger than me, and then my cousin brother's younger brother, Ryan, who he was demonic. He was a demonic child. He has, you know the thing when I play this song and I'm like, I want to say something. There's a part of me that's like, don't say that. You're not saying, it's to the betterment of no one. You're just saying it because you're not allowed to. You're saying it because it's the taboo thing. You're saying it because it would be naughty. You're doing something, you're being a naughty child and you're going to have to go and sit on the naughty step because you've done something. You're being badly behaved and you're doing it for attention. The impish part of me that activates when I'm like, I just want to do something bad and be, you know, not be evil and not try and do something to hurt someone, but say the wrong thing. You know, talk back to the teacher, play a prank, be silly in a serious environment, say the joke that is, you know, you probably don't want to be saying about someone. That part of me, he had it too. He was also demonic. Whatever is in the bloodline of my family that gives you that demonic edge, he has it. My sister's youngest also has it. The disease, the curse, whatever it is. I can't even explain it. Unless you have it as well, I don't think you might even be able to understand it. But it is a demonic curse, I think. So, but he was much younger than, he wasn't much younger, but he's the youngest of our family until you know, like I have other cousins as well. I had older cousins. There was an older generation of cousins and a younger generation of cousins, and we were the younger generation, us four, and there was another four that were the older generation of cousins, 2 sisters, 2 brothers, we were the younger ones, and we were brought up together at my nan's house, and we spent like a really enormous portion of our childhoods at my nan's house, being brought up just together. So whatever we were doing it together. And again, predominantly, me and Luke, my cousin brother, would spend time together because we were closer in age, and my sister and Ryan would spend time together because they were closer in age, right? They were like the youngest ones of the family. And so me and Luke would do stuff like, once we got a little bit older, we would like, I told you the story how we would go to the shop and buy a little micro machines or a little, what are those? Remember those cars that you could buy and they just came, Hot Wheels? We'd buy a Hot Wheels car and then we would go back to my nan's house and steal a box of matches and then go, because it was on this like council estate, which is government housing. I don't know what that's called in America, but we would go on this, we lived on this like council estate, and we would go into this area where people would hang their clothing. It was just a big square of area with loads of clothing lines, and people would hang their clothes there, but there was no one ever in there. So we would go in there and just start fires and become obsessed in only, as your child, especially boys, but as a child, how obsessed you can become with a box of matches and some paper and a single Hot Wheels car. and we would start fires. But obviously, like, my sister was not interested, and Ryan was kind of too young to care. And then we all got a little bit older and a little bit older and a little bit older. Ryan is my cousin who passed away in 2020. He was in a biking accident. He was riding a motorcycle down a fucking weird lane, and came off, or he collided with a like a lamppost thing. It was horrible. It was one of the worst feelings ever, because that was like losing a little brother, you know? Like, he's not my little brother, but we spent our childhoods together. That was one of my pack as a kid. And it is just one of the worst feelings to lose someone like that. Like, it really fucked me up in 2020. I remember just really struggling with it. Not like... I actually dealt with it really healthily, I think. For some reason, in 2020, I was kind of coping well with it. But it was hard. It was still just one of the worst feelings. And I don't know if I will ever really be, like, over it exactly, because I do feel just an exceptional loss there. This is his theme. Because he was the impish brother. Me and him understood each other whenever both of us would do something bad. This song would play, and we'd look at each other. It'd be a Christmas dinner, a family event. We'd just be at my nan's house, and we'd do something. Or often I would say something, because you know me. If you don't think I've been saying shit that I'm not allowed to say but it was funny my entire life, I've been doing it since I was fucking able to speak. And I would say something that was hilarious that no one in my family got. Everyone in my family is like a normie. They're like builders and mechanics and fucking woodworkers and shit. You know what I mean? They don't understand a fucking word coming out of my mouth, ever. They've never understood me. They don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. They have never met me. But he got every joke. Every joke. I'd be at a Christmas dinner and I would be like, BAM! And it would be the greatest joke. And my entire family would just be like, Bradley, get outside. Get out. Shut up. What are you saying? Bloody be quiet. What are you doing? You're trying to ruin Christmas. You know, often I would hear that. And I would be sat there like... just absolutely, because it was hilarious. I absolutely fucking guarantee you it was hilarious. And I'd look around the table at like 30, 50, I don't know. My family was pretty big when they were all together. Just a huge amount of horrified faces. And at the fucking end of the fucking table, there he would be. Horns, little fucking pointed tail flicking behind him, looking like Nightcrawler. Smiling at me. Sharp teeth. If he was an anime character, he'd be one of those anime characters that has sharp teeth drawn. And he'd be smiling at me because he got it, dude. It wasn't even just that he got the joke. It was that he got the need to say it, to surf that wave. The loss is unbelievable for me because now no one in my family, not my sister, not my brother, cousin, no one understands that part of me. The only hope I have is my sister's youngest. He has it too. But I think he might have it to the point where he is truly evil. Like, I think it's possible that he will grow up to become a full-blown serial killer. I'm like, I don't know if he has the curse or if he's just gone full Rufus Lord. That kid is the Omen. So the four of us were brought up together in that way. That was so for a good enormous portion of my childhood. I remember spending it at my nan's house with my sister and my two brother cousins. And we would just, everything we did together, whether it was just watching TV or whether it was like fucking around, going outside or whatever. So it's very strange for me sometimes when I think about having siblings, because I get this kind of split answer in my head where one part of my brain says, well, legally on documentation and as far as we know through blood, I have one sibling, a sister that is younger than me. But my heart tells me I have 3 siblings, 3 very close siblings. I have my sister, but I also have a brother cousin, a person that is the same age as me, who is, he's like one of my friends. You know, we had the same friendship groups and stuff a lot of the time growing up. We went to different schools when we were teenagers, but I had this twin brother, basically. It's fucking weird, man. When I think back to my childhood, it's almost like I lived in an alternate reality, wherein I used to live in this reality where I had a twin brother, and then at some point I shifted into this world where he's my cousin, apparently. Everyone's like, yeah, he's your cousin. I'm like, no, he's not. What? That's my brother. What? We were brought up together. Huh? It's really strange, and especially when you're very young, like younger than 10, your memories are weird, right? So who knows, you know? And when my nan was dying, so again, my nan, I spent so much time at my nan's house. We spent so much time with my nan. She was practically another parent to me. And when she was dying, like literally, I don't know when it was, but for the sake of the story, it was on the day she died. She was laying there. She was dying. She died of emphysema predominantly. She had a few things. She was pretty old. I think she was like 79, 80. She was fucked up. She was dying. She was on so much morphine, and she was laying there, and everyone was doing like the most like fucking TV death, movie death thing ever, where they're all going up and talking to her and getting their last like goodbyes in, you know? Everyone was there. It was fucking insane. And like at this point as well, there had been a civil war in my family that had been going on for years. So this was crazy. Like everyone was there, and everyone like she was dying. And it was like the Queen was dying. My nan was the glue that held the family together, because she was this central nexus that everyone would gather to and around, and we would go to her house all the time. And like the whole family would be there. Even if if my sister and my little brothers weren't there, my other older cousins would be there as well. There were 2 boys. One of them taught me how to draw. One of them was like kind of more into like sports kinda. There was these 2 girls who were just interesting, you know, because they were older than me. So they were just like talking like adults. And I was like, oh, tell me more about being an adult. And they were older than me by a few years. And so I had a very close family unit. Me and my cousins were very close on my mum's side. On my dad's side, slightly less so. I have a even bigger family on my dad's side, but because of my relationship with my dad, I didn't have a very strong relationship even growing up with them. I spent a huge amount of time at my nan's house, and everyone was saying their goodbyes to my nan, and eventually she was like laying there, like fucking full mask in a bed thing. It was in her house. She had like one of those like medical beds in her house, like dying. And it was like my turn to go up and like say something to her, you know. It was fucking weird. I was quite old. I think I was like 20 at this point. By the way, this isn't like I wasn't like 9. I think I was like 20 years old or something. And so was my cousin brother, twin. And she was like, come over. And then we both went at the same time, which already was weird that we sort of subconsciously decided to do it. We walked over there, and she like reached out and put her hand on both of our hands, one of us on each side of the bed. And she went, there they are, my little twins. And then I remember, this is the thing that freaked me out. We were like, yeah, everyone calls us twins, that's funny. But her face, oh, you wanted to ruin the story, Sutton? With money? Thanks very much. Her face changed, right? Because I remember just being absolutely fucked up on morphine. And she was like all bleary-eyed and like milky-eyed and shit. And then her face went and she was lucid as fuck. And we were like, oh, you okay? And she looked over at my mum and my auntie, who is supposedly my cousin's mother. And she was like, I mean, it's just a joke. I can't remember what she said, but she was like frantic and panicking that she'd blown this lie. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Me and my cousin brother, we're looking at each other like, what the fuck just happened? You know when you can tell something just happened? And we like look, we spin around. All the adults in the family are like, yes. So anyway, we're going to be going to the stock market. Ha ha ha. We're like, what's happening? What is going on here? And we look back to my nan, and she was like going back into the fucking coma of fucking whatever she was on. Dude, and we were like, something just happened. And we were like, did she slip up? Like, we were like, was that a joke? Or did we just read into that? Or what? But the fact that both of us came to the conclusion as well, we were like, something fucking happened there. And what are they covering up? Why does it matter? We're 20. Just tell us. Who cares? There are no birth certificates in my fucking whole family, by the way. Whenever we're like, yeah, my mum is always like, yeah, I've got your birth certificate. And I'm like, show me. And she's like, I will. And never does. What are they hiding? It's got to be something crazy. Like someone was fucking murdered or something and they had like alibis, right? This is our two theories are like someone killed someone and the alibi was that my auntie did it and she was like, no, I couldn't have been because I was pregnant with my first child. Right? It has to be some crazy shit like that. It's clones. There's a cloning conspiracy. Or it's money. It's always money with family. There's like a money thing somewhere in there where fucking, you know. But it was really weird. Because we had always, at this point, we had accepted that we weren't brothers. And we were just like, yeah, there's some weird timeline discrepancies between our like births and stuff. And we have these like made up birthdays. And we were like, yeah, I guess we're just being like silly and like reading into it. And it's like fun to be like, yeah, you're my twin brother, haha, but you know, whatever, doesn't matter. And ever since that day, we've been like, what the fuck was that, man? What are they hiding? You know? And if they are hiding something, they're obviously hiding it for good reason, which is why we never bothered to really look into it. I don't know what it is. But, like, we're probably going to end up sending my mother to jail or something if we look into it. So, we just left it forever. Because also, who cares? It doesn't mean anything whether he is or isn't legally my blood brother. You know? Because he is my brother in my heart. And no one can rob me of that. We had a conversation this year. Or like, it was around New Year or around Christmas or something. I didn't get to see him over Christmas. Because I felt so shit. I didn't do anything for Christmas. I went to my sister's for like a few hours and was like, I'm done. I'm not doing any more. I just don't want to do anymore. Like, for me, that last couple weeks of December was just like, I just want to get to 2025. I don't normally do this. Put stock into like, oh, it's 2025. I'll do a New Year's resolution and all that. But I was like, I really would just like, I think, to have that mental clean slate of a new year. And then I'm going to do stuff. And I genuinely wanted to put 2024 behind me. It was such a dog shit year for me. And so I was like, I'm just not doing anything. I know that like some of my family probably would like to see me in that, but I'm just going to do this for me. I'm going to just not do anything. I'm just going to see myself out of 2024. And I'll go and see them all next year and do whatever, you know, it doesn't matter. But I spoke to him and I think he was feeling a little, it's rough, man. Like, I mean, I lost a little brother kind of spiritually. I was very close with him, but I was more close with him when we were really young, and I wasn't as close with my cousin who passed in 2020. As we grew up, I would see him at family events and we'd catch up and talk and stuff, but we didn't do a lot of stuff together, whereas me and my cousin brother have always been real tight. But when he died, like my cousin brother Luke, my twin, legitimately lost his younger brother, and they were extremely close. again, my twin is very emotionally open. And it destroyed him, you know? For him, I think it was like he lost his soul. You know, when you watch someone lose someone like that's that close to. I don't know if I even have someone that I'm that close to, but I know that if my sister died, it would fuck me up in a way that I don't know if I would ever recover from it. And we're not as close, I don't think, honestly, as they were, probably. We're very close, me and my sister, but we're not that close. They were like, they spent every day together. They hung out. They were, as adults, they were friends. Both of them my cousin lives next door to his mum and dad. So, and my younger cousin who died still lived there. So they, you know, they were very, very close. And I think it has fucked him up permanently in a way that he just does not know how to deal with, my cousin, which I completely understand. I don't know how you do deal with it. And so we were speaking sort of in a roundabout way about how, like, you know, he sent me a message, and it's a conversation we've had before, but it was an earnest conversation where he sort of said, like, you know, obviously we don't actually know if we are brothers, and we're probably not, but even if we aren't by blood, you will always be my brother. And at first I was like, this is a fucking, what is this message he's sending me? You know, I was like, fuck, do I have to fucking go and find him? Is he on a ledge somewhere? You know, I was like, oh God. Because we just dealt with that other suicide thing that happened, you know, our friend's wife. Anyway, and I was like, oh Jesus, what's happening? But I think he was just feeling very nostalgic and very down. And it's Christmas and shit and New Year's, and he's, you know, he's still and will always be suffering at the loss of his younger brother. And so we were talking, and he was like, we were just talking to him, and we were like, yeah, man, no matter whatever happens, you will always be my brother. You know, it doesn't mean anything whether we are or are not legal or blood brothers or anything. You know, we just had that conversation, which we have had before, but it was weirdly earnest. And then he was like, I know this is kind of like lame, but we should get a tattoo together. And he worded it in such a way where he was like, I'll tell you what he said, because it was nice, I think. Because this part was texted. He said, let's get those tattoos done because I would love a link to you. As hard as it is to say, I always called you my brother. He's saying that because of his brother. And it would mean a lot. I don't have anyone else that I would connect with on that level other than you and Ryan, which is his younger brother. And I was like, you know? I was like, yeah, dude, I'll get a tattoo with you any day. It doesn't even have to mean anything. We can go get dick butts tattooed on each other for fun. It doesn't, you know. But I was like, absolutely, man. Let's go. So I looked around the area for like just a local tattoo artist. We're thinking because both me and him, one of the things that we linked on as kids was music, right? Me and him, we had those fucking Creed CDs. You know, the meme of me being a Creed fan comes from that. But our joint favourite band, we go and see them almost every year, is Alter Bridge. So we were thinking of getting the Blackbird from the Auto Bridge. Their second album done. Just get a little blackbird on our skin somewhere. I don't know where. I kind of might try and fit it in here. And I want to see how big he's getting his, because if he gets like a giant blackbird on him, I can't pussy out and get a tiny one, can I? I don't think he would, but if he's like, I'm getting a back piece, I'm going to be like, oh, fuck, dude. So yeah, like I've been thinking about getting that done. So that is the general story of why I have a twin brother, but also don't have a twin brother. It's just weird that we look the same. I don't know how it's possible exactly, but we do. There might be a crazy conspiracy in my family. There could be some inbreeding. I mean, there's definitely inbreeding on the other side of my family. On my dad's side, there's mad shit going on the other side of my family. There's gypsies on my dad's side who have done some crazy shit with their genetics. But to answer your question, because this is still part of an answer about Final Fantasy VIII, when I was growing up, my cousin, brother, introduced me to his friend Lee, and Lee's favorite game was Final Fantasy VIII. And that was the first time I'd ever spoken to someone about Final Fantasy without being accused of being gay, which was a devastating accusation in 1999, even if you were gay. It was brilliant. And then I lived with that guy for a few years. It was actually me and Lee that owned the crack den. And we played Final Fantasy games a lot. I remember doing acid. We were fucked up off our minds. We had done a bunch of acid or mushrooms. Both? Who knows? Who knows what we were on? We were on a cocktail, probably. And completing Final Fantasy VIII. And I know I've told this story before, but I will never forget it. The end of Final Fantasy VIII is like the weirdest shit ever. There are like people with no faces. There's time compression and shit. And I remember just completing that game on a tiny little TV in our front room. We didn't even have it on the big TV for some reason. We put it on this little extra TV we had. And we were fucked up playing the end of Final Fantasy VIII. Just like... Dude, let me show you the end. Just... Spoiler warning if you've never played Final Fantasy VIII, but you intend to. For the next 5 minutes, just look away. I'm just going to skip through it or whatever. But this shit... on acid was insane. We were like hold on, you wait till it really fucking pops in a second. Hear that? On a cocktail of drugs. And also daylight. It was like 10:30 in the morning. Sat there. PS1 controller in hand. Just the two of us like. We were so happy to beat it as well because we had done loads of leveling. So you know with Final Fantasy VIII, the higher level you are, the harder it is to beat that game. Because you can beat it at like level 7 or something. This piece of music's so good though. This weird fucking, wait for it, trippy ending. We were fucking... Oh! You can't be watching shit like this when you're on mushrooms. I didn't know if it was my eyes or the game. It wasn't the first time I beat the game. Fuck off, dude. This is probably why I went crazy. Probably links all back to this moment. It's nothing to do with childhood trauma. You imagine, dude, I've been fucked up on different drugs. Fucking hell. PBU. It already feels like you're on drugs watching it, doesn't it? There's a bit where her face just fucking disappears. There's just a hole in her head. I'll never forget it, the memory of it. Trying to fucking beat this game. I remember because we had to go somewhere as well. There it was. We had to go somewhere and we were like, fuck, we gotta go soon. And we were just fucking messed up watching this, like the pressure of it. This piece of music is so good though. Oh, not this piece. The full ending thing. Laguna! I've broken it. This one, this piece of music. Let's just listen to it. Let's listen to it while we play. And yeah, that is it's a weird thing. Like, that was the first time as a kid that I had anyone around that I could talk to about Final Fantasy. Now I could talk to my cousin brother about Final Fantasy. But he didn't play it, so he didn't care. You know what I mean? Was 8? No, 7 was my start. I think I played 7, 6, 8, 9. Maybe I didn't get 6 until after 9. It's hard for me to remember. I think it was 7, 6. So I remember having the PS version of 6. I didn't play the SNES version. There he is, Orcish. Orcish is Zell. I hope they do 8. Yeah, I'm scared. They're going to do 9 next. Guarantee it. Such a weird way to go about it. 8 has the best soundtrack. Do not at me. It really is a masterpiece. I don't care about all of your other criticisms of 8. It's so incredibly good. It's not over, is it? Motivate you to get up and do something with your day listening to this song? For that weird sort of militant, sort of uplifting militant, you know? Get up and do something with your life. But now you're under attack. A witch is attacking. So anyway, that's my life story. I know some of you probably know that already, and it was a very boring time, but this is what Powerwash does to me, and this is why I don't play it. Otherwise, this is all I can do is just talk about everything that's ever happened to me. Which I know some of you find interesting, but I don't. And also, I get self-conscious about it. Why I don't play it, Gary. My second love. The second love of my life. Rhino. Smiling. Squally. He doesn't smile the whole game. All I want is a love like Squally and Rhino. These graphics were insane, by the way. At the time. Everyone losing their fucking mind. Remember seeing I remember seeing pictures in PlayStation Magazine UK of Final Fantasy VIII and being like, how is it possible they can be so realistic looking? It's not possible, it can't be. How can it look so much like a fucking human being? This is crazy. I'm gonna have to do the top of this. Oh, we're gonna do the palm trees. I didn't even notice the palm trees. Wait, I did one. I did that one. Don't remember doing it. I was deep in the mind hole of my own past. Yeah. I feel like my life would make quite an interesting biography. You know, you have that whole first part where it's like, wait, you have a twin, but you don't. What's that all about? You know? Then you have drug addict. Everyone loves a drug addict story. Then you have YouTuber. Then you have worked for famous YouTuber, which everyone else loves to talk about. Then you have streamer and made his own D&D company with friends. Not to claim that I did that all by myself. A little bit of drama in there, a little bit of romance, a little bit of madness. You know? Not interested? No? Alright. All good. I won't release it then. It's all written, but I guess I'll just fucking scrap it. Some of you were interested in the story, okay? I'm sure of it. Did I just waste the last 2 hours of my life telling you my life story? No one gives a shit. You're all just paid actors working for Lumen. That looks unsafe. Listen to me, Inchetio. You're just a small female woman. You're just a small female, I believe, possibly female non-binary woman. Possibly, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it might be the case. You wouldn't understand. This is called men's work. Dangerous work. Military. Lobster fishing. All the other men's work that's dangerous that they list off on those websites. I'm interested, thanks Chibi. Chibi's the only person who's interested in my life story. Right, now it's time for the quiz. What is my cousin brother's name? 10 points. Let's see if you were actually listening. Unchechio, 10 points. Name is Luke. Where did we set fire to cars when we were younger? I don't even know what you call it, so good luck writing it down because I don't think I even gave it a name. The washing line. A washing line. It sounds like we were doing like trapeze, you know? I'll drag him on here one day. I think it'd be funny to do an interview with him where we talk about it. The crazy life we lived when we were younger, being brought up by my nan. The insane way she revealed that we were in fact twin brothers all along. That double there, you see that? Oof. Delicious. Some sort of open area where clothes dried on the council estate. What do you call a council estate in the USA? A government, like... It's where a bunch of government housing is. It's probably the most wretched place in the city. Section 8 housing? Section 8? Why does that sound like something from a fucking dystopian sci-fi movie? The ghetto. Section 8. There you go. It was a Section 8 washing line area. Drying. Close your eyes, imagine Section 8, but in London. That's what you're looking at, baby. Absolute Hunger Games shit. District 9, yeah. Section 8 sounds fucked up. It sounds like a PB show on Table Story. Coming next summer. The children of Section 8 must not be allowed to leave. The projects. Yeah. According to a website that tells you where the equivalent place you are from is, I am from Queens. Which I'm very happy about because that's where Spider-Man is from, and that's where... No. Where's Cap from? Is Cap from Queens? I'll take Spider-Man. I watched that new Spider-Man the other day. they've released a weird sort of multiversal Spider-Man thing. It feels a bit like, I mean, Marvel have got some movies coming out finally. They didn't release anything last year, did they? Movie-wise. I don't know how excited I am for Captain America. I have no problem with Anthony Mackie being Captain America. Obviously, you know, I love my boy, but I don't mind the Falcon becoming Cap. I think I probably would have enjoyed it a bit more if it was Bucky instead, but it feels like he needs a redemption. But I don't know if I'm too excited about that movie. But the one that does have Winter Soldier in actually looks quite good. I couldn't care less about anyone in it or what it's about. I don't know what it's called. And Agatha Harkness Show. That's not a movie though, is it, Gary? You literally wrote the word show in there. Oh, Deadpool. Yeah, that's true. They released Deadpool. What did you think of Deadpool? I didn't care about it at all. There was a couple. It was just like, it was a weird fan service movie, wasn't it? It was kind of strange to watch, I think. Just this sort of bizarre fan service movie that they did for some reason. But like, I don't know. I can't explain why. I can't put my finger on why it was. It wasn't bad. It was just not a movie. It was just a bunch of disconnected memes put together about Fox movies, Wolverine, Deadpool, and like weird internet stuff like, oh, Henry Cavill should be Wolverine or whatever. Like, as a movie, it's not a movie. It's just a sort of, it's a Newgrounds animation. It's an animation that they put out on YouTube. But as an experience, I found it enjoyable. You know, like it was fine. Like there's a lot of jokes in it that were funny. I enjoyed a lot of the cameos were good. You can tell that they wanted different cameos for some of them, but they dragged in some interesting cameos that I think worked. The Cassandra Nova, is that her name? Should not have been the villain though. That was so random. Why did they do that? Did they just not have access to anyone else or something? Like, it's so weird. She should never be in anything without Charles Xavier present. I think that was a massive mistake. Like, it would have been more interesting to just straight up make the TVA the villains, the singular villains. But I think maybe they were like, yeah, people are going to get bored of that. Like, we're all tired of TVA being villains in every Loki show, and it's like, it's not going to be as good as Loki, is it? So, I guess we won't do that again. But it was a weird choice. I don't think it mattered that it was her. It felt a little bit wasted because just save all that stuff, you know? Save it for if you're going to do X-Men shit. I think they make such weird decisions in Hollywood, don't they? What are you doing? What are you guys doing, man? I think it'd be interesting to see Deadpool show up in some other stuff, though. I don't hate the... I feel like they should try and stick to their guns. Like, Ryan Reynolds said he doesn't want to do any more Deadpool movies, but Deadpool could show up in other movies that are in the Marvel Cinematic Universe or whatever, which I think is a good idea. I think that's a good way to use him from this point on. Really don't focus on him too much. Deadpool was always best when he just randomly showed up in an X-Men comic, and they just had to deal with him for that adventure. I think they should try and do that with him in this going forward. They sort of managed to draw more out of Wolverine though. Like, I mean, this is not a very interesting Wolverine. he now exists, so you sort of, by the end of it, are sort of interested in him. So you could probably eke out some more interesting stories with that Wolverine. But I also really do want them to just recast Wolverine at this point and just do X-Men. I don't know how they're going to do all this shit now. It's so tangled. It's such a mess. Until he's 90, baby, yeah. He's really starting to look old, though, isn't he? Hugh Jackman. I'm not saying he looks bad or anything, but I mean, Wolverine in his prime. His body looks good, but he's just on testosterone fucking replacement shit, isn't he? At this point. It's mental when you look at him in the first movie, when he's in normal shape, because they weren't all just taking testosterone, so he literally was just eating chicken and doing a normal workout. Compared to how he looks in this new movie, where he's 107 years old. What are they going to do with the Captain Marvel X-Men post-credits? Well, this is it, isn't it? I don't know. I'm not too deep in what's going on anymore. I sort of can't be fucked. You can't put as much in. The first 10 years, the Endgame years, it was the best thing ever, piecing together all the like stuff of the post-credit stuff. But then they just started fucking squandering every single IP and ruining everything, and I lost caring. But I don't think they even know. I don't think they have a solid plan in place, which is so dangerous. That's what they did with Star Wars. Would have been a good introduction for Doom. Maybe. I don't know how they're going to introduce Doom. I mean, surely this Fantastic Four movie, he's going to just like show up in it at some point. I know it's Galactus and Silver Surfer, which is also fun, I think. I know they're gender bending. The Surfer. Does he even have a gender? Is he even a man? He is, isn't he? He's just a weird thing. But I like that actor. What's her name? Julie something? Ozark? I think she's cool. So I'm like... I'm very okay with her being in anything. I don't really care that she's Silver Surfer. I know a couple of people were weirded out by it. They're like, Silver Surfer's a girl. Who cares, dude? Literally, who gives a fucking shit? Have you read a comic book? Everything that happens ever. Everything that could happen has happened. How they have any stories left, I do not know. I kind of want to read those. They're kind of new X-Men. I don't know what it's called. I think it might just be called X-Men. But there are some new like X-Men comics that look quite fucking good, man. There's been a few comics that I'm like, I might have to buy that. You can buy the monthly. Is it Marvel Unlimited or something it's called? Or is that just the run? There's an app where you can get all their comics. And the last few comics I read, the app had this thing. I don't know if I can... I don't know if I have access to it anymore. The app had a thing where essentially, as you were reading through the panels, you could click the panel and it would zoom the panel out to the phone size. So instead of just reading the whole comic page with all of the segments, you could just click the panel and it would zoom in and you scroll through each panel. So it was like blown up on your phone. Made it really easy to read on a phone. And I loved it. And I can't remember which way around it was. I don't know if it was a manga app that was doing that, but I think it was the Marvel app. And I really wanted that for manga as well. If you ever find there's an app that does that for manga as well, fucking tell me. I'll buy it. I'm willing to buy that kind of thing. But yeah, there's a couple of Marvel comics that I wanted to read. Wax suggested one to me the other day as well. I think it was it's the new Avengers run. But there was I saw a couple of things from X-Men recently where I was like, oh, that makes me want to read X-Men again. But I'm also like, man, I haven't read in so long. I feel like I would have to go back and catch up. I don't know how much X-Men there is to catch up on to be like caught up with everything. I don't even know what the last thing I read was. Might have been House of M. That was a while ago, wasn't it? I mean, I don't even know really when they come out. It wasn't like I was reading them when they were released. I was just reading them. When I was younger, I would get comics just handed to me, completely random comics that just it meant nothing to me. It would just be a Spider-Man comic and he'd be in the middle of doing something and I'd be like, this was so cool for these 5 panels and now I don't know how I would ever keep up with this storyline. I wonder what would happen next. No idea. Because comics never would just be the comic. It wasn't like you just had one storyline. You'd have like fucking 10 storylines in there and it would be like 5 pages would be each part of that story and you'd have to get the next issue. But then when I got older, I was able to buy my own a little bit for a little while. I was bang on it, but I haven't really seen anything for a long time. I haven't seen shit about them. I've never been a big Fantastic Four fan. I haven't really either. They would just show up in stuff sometimes. I don't know if I honestly ever read a dedicated Fantastic Four comic in my life. I want to say maybe I did when those Fantastic Four movies came out that had Jessica Alba and Chris Evans and whatever his name is in. I might have read a couple then, but I don't know a huge amount about them either, but they would just show up in stuff. The only thing I know is that Reed Richards is a piece of shit, and I kind of hope he continues to be a piece of shit. Like, I hope they don't make him just a cut and dry good guy. I hope he has that weird side to him where he's a bit of a mad scientist, because he's a bit of an asshole in the pursuit of science, isn't he? I really love those characters. I love a scientist in the pursuit of science potentially making ethically dubious decisions for the greater good. Because you're like, well, are they doing it for the greater good, or are they doing it to pursue a secret desire for their own either ego or like need to learn and to understand? And I think that's very interesting. I'm writing some of that into my next D&D campaign. You might notice. You might not, because it depends where they go and what they do. But I've kind of got an element of that because I just find it so interesting. So Reed Richards, while being, I would say, not the most interesting character ever. I know a lot of people really like Reed Richards, but I don't know if he's the most interesting character of all time. I do love that trope, kinda. The Council of Reeds or whatever they're called, all the different ones. I like the Maker stuff. I think that's very interesting because he's very powerful and like just uncapped, isn't he? Trying to think of anything else I know about Fantastic Four that I can think of off the top of my head. Oh, I love Franklin Richards as well. He's one of my faves because he's just OP. I love an OP character. I like that thing where Franklin Richards goes to the end of time. Is it Franklin? He goes to the fucking end of time and he just is Galactus or something at the end of time, and he's just like, everyone's like, yeah man, this is awful. It's absolutely awful. You just have to watch everyone and everything die. And he has to deal with that. That was cool. Good. That was a good thing. That was a good one. Remember that? I don't remember it fully, but it was something like that. My memory is destroyed. Don't forget, guys. I'm not the knowledge. I know some people watch the stream and they're like, how do you not know that? You're wrong. I don't remember it fully. I read it and enjoyed it and then went away. Isn't he supposed to be the most intelligent? I think so. Maybe. He's up there. There's a few of them, isn't there? Everyone's the most intelligent, but yeah, I think he might be it. I'm not sure. Might not be anymore. Where's the ladder? Make Doom look like it has probable cause, yeah. Yeah, I like that. He does some fucking real bastard shit. So I kind of hope they do that with him, because I just think, I think that's one of the things that makes a lot of these comic books interesting, is that they don't always have the most, like, a lot of the time they will introduce the characters as like, these are the good guys and they are doing good guy things only. But then as they go on, they start to show a bit more of a grayer side to the characters, and I think that if Marvel start doing that with this next set of movies, they might actually be in with a chance of like redeeming some level of integrity back. But I'm also concerned that they're just going to be like, well, we've lost that whole generation. Let's just do it for a new generation. There are children being born every minute. We need to monetize those. So they might just try and do a new in-game thing with a new set. Which really wouldn't have been that hard to do. I don't know how they fucked it up so badly. They just didn't pace themselves, did they? They have no idea how to pace themselves, these money men. They're like, this is making this much this quarter. Make 10 more. That's not how it works, bro. Everyone's going to turn on you. We've all got TikTok now. Everyone's too aware. They just needed to pace themselves with, like... If they had just come off of the back of Endgame and immediately and literally only gone into doing Young Avengers stuff, I think they'd be golden. And then you just have the remnants of the Avengers that exist. You have Wanda, Falcon, whoever else was fucking there at the end of the other thing. You got Peter, who's kind of in the midway. He's set up fucking Iron Lad or whatever. Or what are they doing? They're doing whatever her name is. They're doing Patriot, right? They were trying to set up Patriot. That kind of shit. Dude, how do you fuck it up so badly? Like, we would have eaten up anything. Just take your time with it and like make it make sense, make it connected. The thing that was so fun about those movies is how they were all kind of slightly connected. People were enjoying that. How do you fuck it up? So, like, you just fucking put all these disconnected things out. And like, it wasn't as bad as everyone remembers, that phase. We had like WandaVision and shit in there. But like, none of it meant anything. None of it was really connected. They were just sort of like, they were connecting it in these vague ways that if they needed to, they could come back to it. Secret Invasion. How do you waste Secret Invasion? Just don't waste, don't use it. Just don't use it. Just fucking leave it alone for a minute. You don't need to do it just because you can. Crazy, dude. It's insane to me the way these fucking money men work. Ironheart, yeah. They cancelled it. Yeah, they cancelled it and then they put her in a fucking What If episode. So maybe they're gonna bring it back. I mean, again, yeah. I don't know what the current status of any of it is. I'm just saying that, like, how do you fuck it up so badly, you know? It's just insane to me. I mean, I feel the same way about Star Wars. They went for quantity, yeah. I get it. Like, the CEOs of these, the people, the investors. It's not even the CEOs exactly. It's the investors who are often these sort of like nameless companies that we don't even notice are paying for all these movies. They just see a bunch of numbers on a page and they're like, these are doing astonishing numbers. This is making so much money. It's absolutely crazy. Triple it. And they don't care what that means. They don't care what that does to quality. They don't have any concept that this will turn on them. They just go, we can triple the number, okay. Which is why all those movies started coming out undercooked. You know, they were like, the CGI and shit was just like, it's just trash in a few of them. They're so ugly. Thor, ugly. Quantumania. One of the muddiest, ugliest movies I've ever watched. It just... How? It's so sad to watch. And like really what they could have done and what they should have done, and I'm sure they wish they had done, but really would not, I don't think anyone would have cared if they had done Endgame and then gone, that's it, that's the end. That is the end of this MCU. There is a new Marvel movie coming out next year. It's Captain America, whatever. And everyone's recast. But in this set of movies, the X-Men exist. We're having an actual fucking dedicated proper Hulk movie with the right actor. We're going to have all this stuff going on. You know, and they just do it again. However they want. However they want. We're fucking Miles Morales is Spider-Man in this one. We're putting Ghost Rider in. And it does, you know, if they had just done that, it would have been fine too. Hola, speak Spanish. ¿Cómo estás? Me llamo Braid. No, I don't. I have no idea what I'm saying right now. I'd like to learn Spanish because I would like to move to Spain. If I could speak Spanish, I would have already moved to Spain, I think. Star Wars hurts me more as well, yeah. Jonathan Majors fucked up, yeah, as well. That's annoying that happened. That isn't on them. That's one of the major things that happened that wasn't admittedly on Disney. You just said you have a penis like a pig's tail. Yeah, I don't know. You understand more or less Spanish? I don't speak any Spanish. Please speak English. Because I don't speak Spanish, I don't know what you're saying in the chat room. So if you don't speak English, I have to delete the comment because you could be saying a bunch of racist shit for all I know. I'm just waiting for a decent Witcher adaptation. Yeah, I don't know if you're really ever going to get that, to be honest. There's an anime, right, coming out soon? That fucking dude, that Witcher, the Vesemir animation that was released on Netflix, it haunts me because I watched that when I was going fucking crazy after having the COVID vaccine. I had the COVID vaccine, one of them, I don't know which one it was, but I got one of them at one point and came home and had the worst symptoms I've ever experienced for anything ever. It almost killed me. You remember? And Emma was like taking my temperature, and she was like, "This is like you have to go to hospital levels of temperature," and I was going fucking crazy because it turned off my ability to regulate my anxiety and depression. I lost all power to whatever subconscious power is being funneled to the shields. You know, set power to shields. Like, there's always an element of power that is being siphoned off from somewhere that is stopping me from jumping straight out the window or grabbing a piece of glass and stabbing it into my wrist. You know? And it's holding myself in a logical position so I'm not just immediately going crazy with anxiety, like, oh, I just felt my heartbeat. For most of the time, it turns out I'm almost manually keeping that shit at bay. And the more unwell I become in terms of physical sickness, if I get a cold or I get a flu or whatever, the less capable I am of holding that barrier up. I can't hold those shields up. It was why I really get a very OCD about getting sick. It's not that I'm afraid about getting unwell. I have a good immune system. I don't actually give a fuck about whether I have a snotty nose and I have a cold or whatever. It's because my fucking shields go down and I go fucking crazy. And the worst I've ever had it, I think, was when I came home after having that fucking COVID vaccine and I went fucking full-blown Joker nutso. I was going crazy. Like, Emma was doing the thing only a few times in the entire 10-year relationship where she was doing that thing where she's like looking at me like, you know when a woman is like, oh, that's a werewolf. You know when a woman is like, oh my God, I'm in the house with a Bengal tiger. And they realize for 1 second because you're like, and you just transform and they go, holy shit, he could kill me at any second. Wolfman. And Wolfman. My favorite advert I've ever seen. Have you seen it since? Please tell me. Some of you might have seen it today. The Twitch ad for Wolfman is my favorite ad I've ever seen. Mother, what's wrong with father? There's nothing wrong with your father, Wolfman. The way it answers itself. There's nothing wrong with your father. He's fine, Wolfman. It doesn't even say Wolfman in cinemas or anything. It just goes, Wolfman. It answers itself. It insists upon itself. Anyway, I was going fucking crazy. Ladies, single ladies in the chat room who are always hitting me up in DMs. Oh my God, Brad, you're so sexy and your penis is so large. I just want to marry you. Marry me, please. I love you. You know, there's so many of them in here. I need you to know something. I'm crazy. I'm a crazy, crazy person. And if you marry me, you have to deal with the fact that if I get even mildly sick, I will suddenly begin to completely fold in on myself like a dying star. It becomes like the lack of control I have over my mental health when I become unwell with a physical sickness is absolutely nuts. Run an ad. Or you're subbed, so it won't play for you. But I was laying there and I was suffering this like cold, and it lasted like 8 hours or something, right? It kicked in the evening, and I remember it breaking, and I just like the flu broke, and I just passed out on the sofa. But I was laying on my sofa all night, like going crazy, just completely losing my mind. I was about to kill myself. Like, I'm not kidding. I was like fully suicidal. It was absolutely insane. Like proper Wolfman. Like Emma was like, I'm gonna have to chain him to a wall because he's going fucking crazy. He's gonna run off and fucking jump in front of a fucking moving car. And I was like going absolutely nuts. And like I was so hot. I was like kicking off all my clothes, like, and like, Emma was taking my temperature. And like, I remember she was lying to me because she knows how to deal with me. The best thing to do is lie to me. Just say you're fine, and then at least my anxiety will shut the fuck up. But she was like taking my temperature, and I can't remember what the number is. That it's like 100 or something, right? But my temperature was way over it. And she was like, "Yeah, you're doing okay." And she was like, "I don't know whether I'm supposed to fucking take him to hospital or not." Like she couldn't. She just didn't know. She was like, God, this has to, like, I hope his temperature comes down because I think I have to take him to hospital, but he's going crazy. And then I would get so cold that my teeth were chattering. And it's been so long since I've been cold enough that my teeth chattered cartoonishly. I can't even do it. You know, you try and do teeth chattering. It's quite hard to do, but you ever been that cold that your teeth are chattering? And I remember just wrapping up in like loads of stuff. And Emma kept coming down being like, you have to. I was in a sleeping bag. I was in clothes, a hoodie, sleeping bag, quilt, blanket. And she kept coming down, taking them off me. She was like, you're too hot. It feels like you're cold, but you're going to overheat and die. And I was like, I will kill you. I swear I would kill you and then myself and our children. You know, she was like, just fucking, like, I was like going nuts. And I just remember being in that state, watching that fucking Witcher movie. And there was some part of me that was still just being me, like trying desperately to watch this movie. Like, hang on, this is a good bit. What's going on? Oh, that's Vesemir. Oh, I just remember trying so much because I was interested in watching this movie, but my body was going crazy and I was like, so now my memory, because I didn't watch it again, but I have these flashes of memory of that Vesemir Witcher movie. But it's this stop-start chaotic set of JPEGs in my head. I'm trying to watch this fucking movie. But the weirdest thing about it is I know I enjoyed it. I remember at the end of it, like the fucking fever breaking and being like, oh, it was a good movie, actually. Yeah, I actually enjoyed that quite a lot. Wolfman. Mother, what's wrong with father? There's nothing wrong with your father. He's completely fine, Wolfman. It doesn't even go like that. Find it for me. I'll watch it. I'll watch it. If it's on YouTube, I'll watch it. The Wolfman 15-second Twitch ad version. I don't even know if it's 15 seconds. It feels like even shorter than that. If you've seen it, though, it is so hilarious to me, that advert. It insists upon itself. Trying to pretend you're not on 9 drugs. My favorite meme that I've ever seen in my entire life, I'm going to get DMCA'd for this, is a meme that said, when you just got home, you're 15 years old, and you just got home and you're high as shit, but your parents are still up. Your family are all sitting around in the front room watching TV, and you have to pretend that you're not high as shit. And then, oh, dude, it made me laugh so much when I saw that for the meme for the first time. I literally was losing my mind. It made me laugh so much. It's exactly how it feels. Walking in, pretending. Pretending. Wolfman. This is 30 seconds long.
An incredible mother. You are.
No, it's already too long. It's the Twitch version. There's a Twitch version of that ad. Wolfman. Which is literally, if you've seen it on Twitch, I've only ever seen it on Twitch. It is about 5 seconds long. You have to watch Twitch ads now. You're welcome. Everyone unsubscribe quick and we'll run the ads. I'm kidding, please God don't. Please, for the love of God, don't do this to me another January. He looks like a full animatronic for real, yeah. That meme was old school. Where did it come from? Did we do that? Was that a PewDiePie channel meme? I never know which ones came from us. Because I know that we would just laugh at something, put it in a video, and then like 2 months later it would be the most shared meme in the world. And when you're the origin of a meme, it very rarely ever comes back to you. You just put it out there and it just becomes a message in a bottle that goes out there and just, I mean, that's what the word meme means, isn't it? It just fucking propagates and that's it. Proliferates. We did that with a lot of stuff. You just find it in an obscure PewDiePie video because me and him thought it was funny on a Wednesday afternoon, and it becomes one of the biggest memes in the world for the next 10 years. It's really strange. That's the power of like a big fucking YouTube channel like that. You think you nailed it. All I can think about is how many times I truly believed that I'd nailed it, and I'm just like, it's so obvious. It's unreal whenever you walk past anyone who's even had contact with someone who's been smoking weed. I'm like, there's no way anyone fucking ever believed me in my life. Came in bleary-eyed. Conversation of, are they going to know? How will they know? How will they know? So blatantly obvious. The only thing I think about is that it was predominantly my mum. I don't think my mum ever smoked weed. I remember catching my dad and all my uncles smoking weed once in the shed. We walked in and they were like, So yes, that new carburetor for the Ford Vauxhall Astra 2.7 litre Focus. And we were like, you guys good? And then we were like, quickly, fucking... They were like, what are you doing in here? And we were like, we were just grabbing a drink from the little fridge thing. And we'd get one and we'd go outside, like, furiously hiding the blunt we just rolled. Must not let them catch us doing exactly what they were doing. All my uncles. Is this not done? 99%. This is the bullshit part of the game, isn't it? How do you do the thing again? Where you find what isn't cleaned yet? What button is that? Not tab. Tab is the thing that like shows you the thing in orange. I mean the little like it brings up a list of precisely what areas need another. It has like a tiny speck of dirt on it. That list will scroll down. What list? This list. Oh, this is the list. I brought it up like 5 times. I just saw the price at the bottom and assumed that wasn't it. So the infinity pool ladder. What's an infinity pool? That one. Sorry, I wasn't brought up with money. I don't know what an infinity pool is. I've never heard the word infinity before. My apologies, Shazalenko in the VOD. The richest woman you will ever meet. Palm trunks. That one. You bastard. Can't be. Palm bases. I know that other palm base. You see me go around it earlier on. Which palm base? Oh, that's telescope pole. That one and that one. Get too paranoid on weed. Yeah, I can't smoke it anymore. It turned against me. It turned against me real hard in my like mid-20s. It literally just went one day and was like, you know what? I think instead of me literally holding back all of your demons, this is going to activate it worse than anything else. And I was like, but you were my best friend. And it went, not anymore, you bitch. Just like everyone else in your life, I too will betray you. Sunshade poles. What's a sunshade? This? Boom, bitch. There you go, Gary. You are welcome, Gary. Glad I spent all that money on all those DLCs and we just did this one that didn't cost anything. Blam. Blam. Kyoki. Are you okay? Kyoki, I had a question for you earlier on. Are you still in here? That made me laugh, Georgie. Are you the Ratch or the myth of your twinship? Because I'm the myth. The hair, the glasses, the beard, and the whimsical, non-normie attitude. Versus the Ratch, which is the normal haircut, no glasses, no beard, Elmo face, normie. Pure, solid, complete normie human being. Which one are you? Is this a science? Or is it just appropriate for me and my twin and Ratch and his twin? We may never know. Ratch, I'd like your thoughts. Is he allowed to speak? I thought he just got a good fucking telling off. I feel like you're probably the Ratch as well. My twin has Asperger's. Oh, well then he's the Ratch. I mean, done. Sold. You know what? We're done here, guys. Oh, you know what? It's gonna work again. I think I fucked it up. Based on feel alone, I think our twin used to kill squirrels in the backyard. What do you mean feel? Why are you feeling up Kyorki's twin? Ah! I forgot it does this. The best bit. Yeah! I'm glad I clicked escape. Alright boys, I'm out. I know it's a little bit early, but I have a show to run tonight. If you're interested in watching me dress up in drag, or perhaps you're just interested in watching the finale episode of Non-Canon, that'll be on tonight at 8 PM UK time, which is 3 Eastern. I might do a little bonus stream tomorrow. I might do some Marvel Rivals on the second chan, but I might not. Don't hold your breath, but it's a possibility. I feel like there's something else I needed to tell you, but I can't remember. So I guess we'll just have to live like this for the rest of our lives. Unsubscribe from Orkish. Thank you for watching. Tune into Non-Canon tonight. A couple of things to reveal on Non-Canon. If you're a Table Story fan, it's probably worthwhile popping in. That's it. See you later. Bye.